All right, back from Carrie's and also back from the hardware store. Step drill up to 1 1/8. This one was really expensive. I almost didn't get it, but that's what I really needed to use. And a pack of 5 metal cutting blades. So the one thing I am going to do, I'm going to work on the top. It's sitting right here. I'm actually going to take the wood off of it and cut the wood and the metal separately, just because it really is different technology that you need to cut 3/4 inch wood and sheet metal. So figured I'd just do it separate. I'm also going to make the holes for where the belt's going to run through. I'm going to make them a bit oblong. That way I have some give in the belt, and any flex that it might have, any vibration that it might have, it won't rattle against the sides. So 1 1/4 ought to be fine for that. And let's get on with it. All right. So we're going to run the step drill through here. Makes really fast work of that, doesn't it? Also going to run it through the sheet metal. I'll tell you what, I'm going to lay these out first, and I want to be able to tension the motor that direction. So these are straight down from the 8-inch wheel on the pulley on the bottom of the bandsaw. So what I want to do is I want to cut in here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over about the same distance, and I'm going to let's kind of measure to the middle of this, here, and then we're going to come down, let's come down a width of that and mark a center point here and a center point here, using the edge of that, and then alright, I got a jigsaw with a wood cutting blade. Get my other battery. I charged both of them up. And just cut in between those two. Blade does not like being twisted at an angle like that. Okay, that's good enough for that. There'll be a guard, you won't even see these actually. There'll be a guard over this at some point, because I don't want the open belt in there, but not tonight. Alright, let's move this off here. Actually, what I want to do is I want to put actually I want to put this back on here. I'm going to put the wood back on the metal. So then I can basically mark on the metal where these need to be. Well, that didn't work very well. All right. All right, new All right. All right. So now we'll kind of put the wood top back on and see where the belts actually lie. And guess I'm done with that one. Now I'm just going to drop two of these bolts back in as the back one's basically as pins. Well, I picked up the front one here just because I know that because the washer's cut. All right, we'll do it opposite corners. Just to key them in place. I know it's in the right place. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's good, it's good, it's good. All right. Now, let's see the special trick. Taking these apart. This requires a pair of pliers. That one. I have no idea how long this should be. It should be longer than I need. I hope. If not, I'll have to go buy another one. You can add them up. Alright, let's see here. It is, in fact, too short. Now, that figures. So I had another link belt I was using for my jigsaw, but I'm not really using the jigsaw, so I can get another one of these and put it on the jigsaw later. But spliced it together on the green one, and they fit okay. So that'll work fine. They're the same edge. They're not exactly the same manufacturer, but the geometry's so close, it'll work just fine. All right, so I'm really just trying to fit this. I'm not really at the moment, not really doing any kind of final here. I just want to see what the geometry looks like for where the motor needs to go on the base. Now, I'm going to make sure that the motor is even, square on the bottom, so that the pulley's not, you know, torqued at a funny angle. And then I can mark where the holes are for the motor and make some slots for those. Alright, I'll spare you the rest of the pain of me attempting to do any kind of reasonable sheet metal work. It was really bad and ugly, but it works. And it's hidden, so okay. Okay, after much shenanigans, and I had to widen the hole back here for this front belt. It didn't go far enough back that way. It runs. It runs great. And it runs in the right direction. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, man, let's go cut some wood. I'm really happy. Really, really happy. All right, this is just kind of sitting here. It needs to get bolted down. Do that, get the switches mounted, and then I can actually start talking about putting this back together. All right, last update. This is Monday night, and saw's all mounted. Everything's tied down. Electronics are mounted. Just a random piece of 2x6. I drilled holes through the thing. What a pain. I think I'm done with all the sheet metal work. Boxes are nice and secure in here. Yeah. So that's where I am as of Monday. All right, time for a little reassembly. They gave me this bolt in the back here is captive. This bolt they gave me. They didn't give me actually the proper size hex key, so it's good I have one. Need to get my socket right back out. All right. Let's see, are these the same? Yeah. So that reassembly is really easy. And then this is the zero adjustment for the 90-degree angle on the table. I guess this can go back on the saw. Okay. This has got 2 pins and lines on the pins, and probably needs to be tapped down a little bit. There we go. Usually I wouldn't snug screw down all the way before I put the second one in, but this better not be misaligned or we're really in trouble. Alright. Alright. That's all together. Alright, so here's the new light switch. Da-da, da-da. Now that's a light bulb. 100-watt LED. Doesn't take any power and never gets hot. So awesome. Alright. So I need to put the cover on that now. I guess the next thing to do is put the top back on. For that I need riser block, the second 1/4-inch pin, the bolt, one of the 1/4-inch pins is stuck in the upper, so I've only got one of the 1/4-inch pins here that's going to go in the block. The ones on the lower are compression fit in there, and that goes on just fine. Just fine. Carrie and I didn't actually hammer that down because we were afraid we wouldn't get it off because it's pretty snug. Okay, the bolt has got 2 big washers on it. One goes up, one goes down. So this has to go to here. So it really has to go in the top first and then get lowered into there. That'll be a little bit of a pain. All right, let's see. Top's right here. pin that's in there is the back one. So this needs to go in here. Right. Just kind of a test lift. Doing this by myself is a little much. I need to take the weight off of this thing. There we go. Okay. It's going to go on there just fine. Ooh, I actually dropped it through the hole. This will either be really embarrassing or it'll work first time. I'm really not quite sure which. Trying to hold the bolt with 2 fingers and thread it on with 2 more. If I can just get it started. Here, I'll hold the washer up. Oh, come on, I almost had it. I got it started. No, I didn't. I thought I had it. Now I got it started. There we go. All right. And I did that left-handed too, which I am not left-handed. I need to say that with a fake Spanish. I am not left-handed. One big wrench. Theoretically, this is the right size. This is not the 1 1/4, which was on the other one. This one's smaller. Let's see what we have here. This is a 3/4. That's going to be too small. It is. Well, that could be a problem. I got to find the right size wrench. All right, hold on. Well, I know it's totally the wrong answer, but it's the only thing I've got that fits. It's a 15/16, and I've got a bunch of stuff that's 3/4. That crescent's too big to fit in there, so I know it's the wrong thing. It's a nut rounder, but this one is at least this is a real actual crescent wrench. So the sides are nice and parallel. This other big one is made in China, and the sides actually aren't parallel. So you have to like tighten it up and then loosen it to get it off and then put it back on and tighten it up again. Buy good tools. I didn't buy either one of these. But. Well, that worked. Okay. Now, so then the other thing I need to do is I need to wire this up.
I don't have one of those compressions fittings for it, for the box though. So I guess I'm just going to put it in for now and get another one and rewire it later. Double check that the tool is not plugged in, no power. The only other thing I really have to do here is I have to clean up the saw table, do this. This is just 3 wires. That should be no big deal. I'm really anxious to see how well we lined this up, but it looks really good. It feels really even across the front. Yeah, there's a little bit of a lip right here, and it feels the same all the way front to back. If anything, it's a, I don't know, 64th of an inch out, which shouldn't make any difference at all, hopefully. So we were very careful when we milled it to make sure that it was right. So I'm wondering whether or not I should try and tie this off here, run it around the back. I could run it through where the belt goes. That sounds like a bad plan. I'm not going to do that. Also, it's got to come in the top here, so. Alright, a little bit of wiring. You guys don't need to see that. So, for the moment, I'm going to take, this is the table, I'm going to take the guide's side rails off of this and just use the metal table by itself, just so I can put the saw together. Obviously, it's going to need to be cleaned off, and I'm not going to do that tonight. So, but I want it together, right? I want it together. So I'm going to see if I can, how bad it is to take this off the guides here. Not bad. That could have gone a lot worse. All right. Let's do this. All right. Now it's starting to look like a table saw. I gotta find the knobs that go under here. Here we go, a couple great little antique knobs that go on the bottoms of those guys. These came with it. I didn't find them. I didn't, have to find them or buy them or anything. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Now there's a pin that goes in the slot here. It keeps the table from racking when it's out, and it's actually not in that bad shape. The insert here is not horrible. Not horrible. All right, need to get something to get that out. Let's see here. first time, 7/16. Let's do it this way. That hadn't been out in a while. Alright, that's just a pin. It's not actually threaded. It's just got a hex on it so you can grab it real nice. Alright. Let's put a blade on this thing. First thing I'm going to do before I muck with putting a blade on here is I'm going to make sure it's unplugged. There we go. Craftsman I had been using had 80-inch bands. This is 105, so it's a lot more. More saw blade. All right. Through here. Over there. It's the right size. Let's run this down. Gotta run him on the back side of the guard. So all the guides and everything are all in the completely wrong place yet. And you know what? I need to make sure this is all the way loose as I can get it. There we go. Which mechanism fortunately moves since we cleaned it all up. All right. It rolls. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Here's a new guard from Carter. No, this was from, I'm sorry, that's not from Carter, this is from Shopbox. So that goes on there nice. Cool. Here's the lower. No, I don't need to do that yet. What I need to do first, I need to get all these guides in adjustment. Because they're nowhere near close. And I wouldn't have expected them to be. So the one thing about this Carter system is it rotates on the round part on the bottom of the shaft down here. And you need to get it aligned, like, you know, first time alignment. I mean, I did it by eye, but in reality, I'm assuming that the two rollers came from the factory set at the same distance apart. Now, if I run this out, the question is, am I anywhere near them? I'm right in the middle of the thrust bearing. it feels like I need to rotate that over that way a little bit. It's got 3 hex set screws on it. Oh, let's bring the camera over here and show you what I'm looking at. All right, can you see better now? All right, here we go. So these nice 3 hex set screws on here control the angle at which this is mounted to this round part of this shaft. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is positioned with the guide, with the blade right in between, the middle in between the guides, like right there. Yeah, there we go. That way the rollers are, the edges of the rollers are parallel to the blade. It's probably not super critical because you're gonna adjust these roller guides anyway. But I should never have to touch this again, fortunately, once we get it right. There we go. All right, this upper guide, it could actually come over a little bit. It's sitting a little wide of the blade here. You really do want it to be pretty close to parallel to the blade, just like that. Okay, so that's all good. Now, there's a second key to adjust all of this stuff. All right, so I want to position these right behind the teeth, right behind the gullet. All right, and then these need to come in until they just barely touch. Should just see them start to move. There we go. Same for the other side. Really nice adjustment here. The wrong way. Beautiful. All right. And what that tells me is that this one is too tight. Alright, and they both need to come out a little bit. Alright. And now, need to adjust the thrust bearing so that it doesn't. This threaded set is so nice. Alright, snug this down. So that's good for a first cut rough adjustment. Alright, I'm going to do the same in the bottom. You guys won't be able to see that just because I need to look down through the throat and I can't put the camera there. That bearing might be a little too far back, but we're really close here. A lot of this involved me, just my learning curve. You know, understanding these guides for the first time and some stuff like that. Move it back until it just doesn't turn. There we go. There we go. The bottom really involved some shenanigans. There was something that was loose down there I had to kind of put back in. And need to put that pin back in here. That'll do for the moment. These socketed long ball end hex keys are really awesome. These are made by Pittsburgh, so I think that they came from Harbor Freight, just at a guess. It's pretty good so far. Let's put the covers on it. Still a little blue in there. And the one thing I might consider doing is these metal plates, put something behind them, dynamite or something on the back side, maybe truck bed liner, to keep them from ringing, because they're kind of loud. All right, that looks clean. I'm gonna put this guard basically all the way down. Although that leaves this part exposed, so you really need a longer guard. I could use maybe I could use the part of the old garden and figure it out in a way to attach them together, but really I should just get a longer one made here. In that case, I think, you know what I think I'll do? I'm just gonna guard it like that and leave that open. All right, we need power. I had a lightning strike at my house a little while back, and it blew out not the breakers, but the socket, some of the sockets in my garage, and I haven't gotten around to fixing them. So I'm using the extension cord, unfortunately. All right, brief on. Oh man. Oh man. It feels good. Hey, look, lights. It's probably really bright in the camera. Oh yeah, babe. Smooth, quiet, hardly any vibration. I think the belt's a little bit, I think that the drive belt's still a little bit loose. I need to put a little bit more torque on the motor. But the blade is perfectly straight. I guess we got to try and cut something, huh? What do I got sitting down here? I'm not going to inaugurate it with a 2x4. This is a piece of oak I made a handle out of, obviously, that broke. But at least I'm going to inaugurate it with oak, right? Dude! That's what I want right there. Wow. Clean, straight, no bog. Yeah, baby. That is freaking awesome. All right, I'll get the table cleaned up, and I'll do a final thing here. It's Tuesday night, and So I'll get this table cleaned up tomorrow when it's light, before it gets dark, when it's light out tomorrow. And we'll do a proper demo. But thanks for following along. I'm pretty excited. This is really great. All right, got the table cleaned and waxed. Very nice. And I've resawed this once. This is just by hand, by eye. There's like, and this is the blade that came with the Shopbox kit. This isn't even the resaw blade that I bought. I have a 3/4 inch blade. It's probably twice as wide as this, about a 3/8 blade. So let's do it again. We're doing it by hand with no fence. That's freaking amazing. Bogged down just a little bit in the middle because I was pushing it to see how hard I could go. But that is a pretty respectable cut on a blade that isn't even really meant to do this in a piece of red oak. So that's, man, that's really awesome. This is capable of resawing panels for guitars. I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty something, man. This is what I wanted a bandsaw to be able to do, and I've never had one. And wow, this is an amazing tool. All right, thanks everybody for watching. This is the end of the bandsaw build, but not the end of its use. This is the very beginning of its use, and it's going to be around a while. I would like to make guitars. I'd at least like to try my hand at making guitars. I have a pretty nice electric that I like, and I don't know, there's 5 basses upstairs. But I have a couple of things that I want to be able to build. I have a guitar that I really want to own, that I want to make, that might actually require me to go to England and build it at Crimson Guitars, which is of course a great idea, period. That's an acoustic guitar and probably would take me a month. But I would need some work under my belt first. I need to build a couple electrics, and I probably ought to get like a kit or two for building maybe not a guitar but ukulele kinds of stuff. And we'll see. But this would allow me to do all kinds of really nice stuff. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Other stuff on this channel, man, you're gonna get 3D printing and rocket launches and almost anything. I like telling stories. Like I said, this channel's not monetized, and even if it was, I'm not out there to make money. I have a full-time job as an aerospace engineer, and I make very good money. I'm using this as a way to have fun and tell stories. So thanks for following along, and we'll see you at some point. Thanks. So I wanted to give a quick epilogue, because as I'm editing the video, you can see it back here. I'm just about done editing it, and I realized I didn't talk at all about the cost of what it cost me to do this. Now, the saw, obviously, it needed some work, but it was complete. That saw for parts on eBay is almost $1,000, and I was very fortunate to buy the saw for $150. So that's, I got it through my brother, through another friend, from somebody I think that he knew. Anyhow, I got the saw cheap, so it was worth putting some money into it. Now, the cost of the Carter guide system was about $300. The Shopfox riser block, I got for $85. About $100 in electric switches and boxes and wire. I think the link belt was $40, $45, something like that. And I'm not counting all the money I spent on tools
which was really probably only about $150. One piece of plywood I had, and so I probably only really spent about $600 on upgrades for parts and upgrades for saw blades. I did spend another $50 on at least $50 on saw blades. I think the two I got I haven't even opened yet. I've only been using the one that came with the riser kit. So total into this, I'm only about $750 into this saw, and in that condition and working that well with a proper base and motor and everything, is probably, I don't even know, $2,000 or something. So I'm super thrilled. It's not super expensive to do, but it is a little bit of money if you can find, if you're fortunate enough to find a good donor as cheap as I was. So anyhow, again, thanks for following along, and we'll see you some other time. Bye.